What's the first thing that pops into your head when you think of trade in North America? For most of us, it's a simple loop. Canada and Mexico sell stuff to the US, and that's about it. For a long time, you wouldn't have been wrong, but that picture is now officially out of date. The truth is, our neighbors to the north and south are quietly becoming global trade titans. From the cars cruising down the Autobahn to the avocados on brunch plates in Tokyo, these two countries supply way more than just the United States. Today, we're looking at what the rest of the world is lining up to buy. The Thesis, while the US is still the biggest fish in the sea, accounting for roughly 77% of Canada's and nearly 80% of Mexico's merchandise exports in 23, both nations have been playing a long game of diversification. It's a classic business move. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. By striking major trade deals with Europe, Asia, and the rest of the world, they're proving they aren't just America's sidekicks, but major economic players in their own right. The Canadian global powerhouse. So let's start with the Great White North. Besides the massive amounts of energy it sends to the US, what is the world buying from Canada? Well, it's a surprisingly rich mix of resources, high-tech manufacturing, and premium food. Outside of the US, Canada's main customers are consistently China, the United Kingdom, and Japan, though their exact rankings can shuffle around from year to year. The European Union as a whole is another massive and critical market. A key pillar of this global strategy is the Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement, or CETA, with the EU. Though it's still only provisionally applied, CETA has been a game changer, wiping out tariffs on about 98% of goods. And the results speak for themselves. Between 2016 and 23, two-way trade in goods and services between the EU and Canada surged by 71%. So, what's flying off the shelves? European nations are snapping up high-value Canadian goods like aircraft, machinery, and precious metals like gold. Asian markets, especially China, are hungry for Canadian resources like wood pulp, minerals, and agricultural staples like grains and canola. Meanwhile, the newly expanded Trans Mountain Pipeline is finally opening a direct route for Canadian crude oil to reach energy-hungry markets in Asia, with tankers already headed to China, South Korea, and India. And this isn't just about raw materials. High-quality Canadian foods, from pork and beef to seafood, are in high demand across the globe. It all proves that while the US is an indispensable partner, Canada is busy building a global brand that stands firmly on its own. The Mexican export engine. Now let's head south. Mexico's export story is just as impressive and is built on a powerful foundation of sophisticated manufacturing and agricultural muscle. While about 4/5 of its exports head north to the US, Mexico has been strategically wooing customers all over the world. Beyond the United States, Mexico's biggest export markets include its North American partner Canada, along with China and Germany. A major key to unlocking Europe is the modernized free trade agreement between Mexico and the EU. After years of negotiations, the two sides finalized the deal, which is now pending ratification. Once in effect, this agreement will slash tariffs and open up a market of 450 million people to Mexican goods. This is a huge win for one of Mexico's crown jewels, the auto industry. German automakers already rely heavily on Mexican factories for both fully assembled vehicles and critical components. While the numbers aren't as massive as their US shipments, it's a vital and growing high-value relationship. But Mexico's global reach extends far beyond cars. In 2023, it was the world's largest exporter of beer, shipping over $6 billion worth to international markets. It's also the undisputed king of avocados, exporting over $3 billion worth in 2023. These products aren't just for American fiestas. They're found on tables and in pubs across Europe and Asia. On top of that, Mexico has become a medical manufacturing hub and is one of the top 10 global exporters of medical instruments and devices. The synthesis, when you zoom out, what you see is a smart, deliberate strategy from both Canada and Mexico. They know that being too dependent on a single customer is risky business. Through clever trade policy, like Canada's provisional CTA with the EU and Mexico's updated FTA, they have paved new highways for their goods to travel across the globe. This is about more than just money. It's about building economic resilience. By forging strong trade relationships with economic giants in Europe and Asia, Canada and Mexico are ensuring their economies are not just extensions of the US, but are global forces to be reckoned with. They're playing to their unique strengths, Canada with its vast natural resources and specialized manufacturing, and Mexico with its industrial and agricultural prowess to build a more diversified and durable future. So, the next time you think about North American trade, don't just picture a one-way street leading to the US. Picture Canadian resources fueling Asian industry and Mexican-made cars driving on European roads. Canada and Mexico aren't just America's neighbors anymore. They are global trade powerhouses, helping to shape the 21st century economy. If you learned something new today, do us a favor and hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe for more deep dives into the global economy. And let us know in the comments which country's trade strategy you think we should break down next.